Courtney Sullivan from foodmedicinechildren.com, and today we're going to be talking about how to cook a whole pasture-raised chicken. And why that's important is because you may not have eaten meat in the past 10 or 20 years. And so I was in that space one time myself, and I Googled and I tried to find something that was suitable for a vegan heretic such as myself. And nothing existed. Nothing existed that talked about the emotional stuff that you're going to deal with, all of your judgment for the past 10 or 20 years, or even 5 years that you're going to come head on with and have to face and confront and deal with the fact. Nobody talked about the gagging. Nobody talked about just the pure disgustedness of the whole experience. When you haven't dealt with flesh pretty much ever, or in a really long time, there's a lot of emotional things that come up. So I wanted to share some tips about how you can deal with that. You can head over to relaxationisthekey.com, relaxationisthekey.com, and check out Coach Khayr for some EFT, which stands for Emotional Freedom Technique. And you are going to need to free yourself from those emotions if you're having major issues and you just feel like, I can't do this, or you go through the process of preparing meat a few times and you just can't deal with it, or your body can't deal with it. I highly recommend checking out what the coach has to say and just moving beyond that. In that session, he'll teach you the technique, and then you can carry on your own. But a lot of times when you're new to something and you're also new to EFT, it's awesome to have a coach. So I highly recommend that. And in the meantime, if you want to try your hand at it and you're like, well, I don't have so much baggage about eating meat, and I understand the science behind why what I was doing before wasn't really the most healthful choice for my body and my health goals, and I'm willing and I'm open, but I'm just having a little bit of issues. So I wanted to share a couple things with you that you can do. So Rescue Remedy is a really awesome emotional remedy that just helps soothe shock and trauma and different things. And granted, that might not totally describe you, but it's great for a time of transition. You just take a couple drops of this in a cup of water, sip on that. And if the smell of the bird, the flesh, the chicken is really getting to you, you can just take some therapeutic grade lavender oil, put that on your nose, and it helps for the scent, but it also helps to really relax your emotions. It helps to relax you. And possibly Purification is another oil that really might suit your needs. It has a fantastic smell. It smells so good, and I highly recommend it. And it's just really an excellent oil for purification of the energy fields as well as purification in the physical. So here we have our bird. And I've been to the farm. I've checked out how they do this. This is the best chicken that I've ever had. So once you've done your emotional preparation, now it's time to do the actual food preparation. So I have a very clean sink area here. I have a garbage right under the sink. I have my thieves cleaner. I have my soap ready. And basically I just put the whole chicken in the sink, and I have my scissors here, and I just cut open the packaging. This is a defrosted chicken, so if you're new to this and you're getting these from farmers, they most likely will be frozen on the farm, and then they're selling them at the farmer's market. So you're just going to want to, with cold water, just wash the bird. And let me just tell you that if you're new to this is going to be totally freaking you out, and it's totally fine. It's completely normal. That's what you are just going to be experiencing, and you have to figure out tools to get you through it. I put the back up, and like I said, I'm just totally figuring this out on my own because I never had any support system. So I take the packaging, I rinse all the blood and everything off of it. Then I wash one of my hands really just quickly so I can touch other things around. I'll just quickly pop that in the garbage. Then wash my hands again. Just enough so that then I can turn on the hot water and really get busy with that. And then I even go as far as to wash the soap, because I'm telling you, this isn't something that is an easy transition. And so I usually will, clean everything with my face cleaner. Just clean it all, everything that was touched, everything that was used. And in a few minutes, I'll come back and I'll actually wash the scissors and wash the platter and wash everything. So we're going to head over here to where I already have prepared this blend of seasonings. And so the other thing I used to do all the time when I was first in my early stages of being a vegan heretic was I would call up friends of mine who've been eating meat for years and just say, what do I do? And this one friend of mine swore by the fact of putting like a coating of salt over the outside of the bird and keep it really moist inside when it cooks. So that's just the thing I'm going to show you today. And so again, take a deep breath if this freaks you out, but this is what we're doing. I have these red onions from our farm that I'm going to put inside the bird and make it nice and flavorful. Also have this garlic from our land that we grow. I'm just going to put that inside the bird as well. This one is cut a little bit, and so I'll rub that on the outside and just stick all this stuff inside the bird. Get it all in there. I know this must be freaking y'all out. And so here is the extra that I have, and so just put that alongside it for now. And then I have here 4 tablespoons of sea salt, 1 tablespoon of Frontier brand poultry seasoning, and that's important because it has no MSG, no added anything, it's just ground up spices, and 1 tablespoon of paprika. And so I am just going to coat the outside of this chicken with this mixture, and I use this spoon so that if I don't use everything in here, which I definitely am not going to, the whole thing isn't contaminated by my fingers and everything. So just get that a little bit on the legs and different places. And it does get easier. The transition gets easier, and it's really worth it to stick with making dietary changes and to do it. And so the last thing that I like to put on is some fresh thyme from our garden. Got just a little bit, makes it look really pretty. And then the last of our little onions here. And just a drizzle for good measure. I mean, obviously the chicken has tons of fat in it, and that's all you really need. And I cook it in a pan with a covering so that it steams basically for about an hour and a half. If you really want to be totally safe and totally sure, you can use a probe thermometer, but it's probably not something that you have on hand. I actually have this because I used to use it in my dehydrator when I was a raw foodist. I used to stick it in there to measure the temperature of the trays because I didn't want to get anything that was over 105 degrees to destroy the enzymes. So when I tell you that I was vegan for 17 years, I was full on, 100% raw at one point, always strict about organic. So using the probe will definitely make it easier for you if you're new to this, like how to figure out, is it done, is it not done. So you just take the probe and you stick it into a chunky part of the bird and not hitting any bone. So a lot of people recommend the leg. I've never had any success not hitting a bone in the leg, so I always just do it in the breast. And I don't remember exactly off the top of my head. That you'll have to do some research, and you'll have to Google exactly what the temperature is that you're going for, because not everybody's going to have one of these little handy things. But then I just pop it in my oven. I do 350 degrees. I don't for an hour and a half, and then check it. And I have the steamer top on there, so it's not going to be the same for everybody. And I just wanted to say, good luck with the whole process, and just remember, it'll be okay. Clean your kitchen, keep breathing, keep it together, and really good luck with this whole process. And feel free to send me an email over at foodmedicinechildren.com if you have any questions, or there's any other things that you would like me to cover as a vegan heretic. Peace.